Hi, this is Robert, the model, and Alexandra, my measurer, and we are going to go through the steps for working on sizing your garment. So this, one thing I want to say at the very beginning is this is a sizing garment. It is not a flame retardant garment, so it's not to be used for any kind of work project. The flash fire gas extraction suits that are not intended to fit tight like a tailored garment. Flash fire gas extraction suits are designed to fit loosely enough so that air can move freely around inside the coverall. And this adds thermal protection by creating additional insulation around the body. The coveralls should not be too loose because then they can snag on objects or become entangled in machinery. Tight-fitting flash fire coveralls may not perform the way they are intended. So please, your garment should be loose, comfortable, and not too tight. So first of all, we need to find the sizing garment that fits the employee the closest. And with Robert, this is a medium. And we're going to go through how we measure the garment. So you do have your measuring procedure on paper, which is what I'm just going through too right now. I would like to start with the waist. So let's get our waist figured out. And with Robert, it looks like the body of the garment, and show the body from the shoulders down to the crotch, is too long. So what we're going to do is take and pinch the portion of the waist, pull it out, and clamp it with one of the clamps that we provided. So clamp both sides. Okay, now when you think you've got the clamp in the right position, then we'll have Robert do a couple of squats. And do your squats and make sure that the garment is not pulling up too much when you do that, okay? So how's that feel?
Great.
That feels good. Okay, so what we're going to do is measure how far out that clamp is. So how far is that, Alex?
2.
2. So we take that measurement and we're just going to double it because we got it coming out and going back under. So we're going to leave our clamps there where they're comfortable on his garment, and then we're going to go forward. So we would be taking 4 inches off the body. That measures out 2, and then another 2 would be 4 inches. So you write that down on your paper that we've provided for your garment measurements. So that's a waist and body measurement. So next we'll go to the sleeves, and what we're going to do is loosen that cuff, loosen the Velcro on the cuff. Yeah. Now see if you can roll that cuff up to where it fits the best. So you don't want it too short, and you do want it long enough. You can always tighten it up around your wrist, so you can always have a little longer. A little longer is always better than too short. So that looks about right. So let's measure that portion that she's folded back, and it's 3. So we're going to write that down, that we want our sleeves 3 inches shorter. Okay? So go ahead and add that to your paper. Robert's sleeves will be 3 inches shorter. His waist will be 4 inches. The body measurement will be 4 inches shorter. So now we're going to go down to the inseam and the cuff. Okay, so now we're going to measure the cuff, and keeping your clamps in. Be sure and keep those in because otherwise it's going to really mess up your inseam length, okay? So we're turning up the cuff of the pant, and we want the bottom of that cuff to ride on the top of his boots. So bring it down, that's way too much up, way too much. bring it down, more, more, more. What we want is it's going to be loose enough so that when we pull the Velcro snug around the ankle, it is going to actually ride up a little bit and make more room. So that's still too short. Move it down further. I would say, yeah, that looks good. So when we put the Velcro on that, it will snug up good. So what's the length?
5.
5 inches. So I want to encourage you to, when you write this down, don't write 5 inches, write 4 inches, because it's better to be a little too long than it is to be too short. Okay? So we're going to take 4 inches off the length of the leg. Alrighty? So now we have, our model is Ken, our measurer is Alex. And what we wanted to show here is we wanted to show that you can add to the body, not subtract. Wanting to show as if the man or the person is taller, you can add to the length. So you would just measure till the cuff came to, say that one's too short. So measure from the bottom of the cuff, to the top of the boot. That's what you would do. So if the length of the leg was too short, you would add how many inches you needed to add there to get the leg, the cuff of the pant on the top of the boot, toe of the boot. Okay? Same with the sleeves. What you do is the sleeve, these could be considered a little bit short. We would just add whatever 1 to 2 inches to the length of the sleeve. So that's pretty much it. We try to keep it as simple as possible. So you put the sizing garment on and then you go through the steps of measuring and just keep it simple. And remember that longer is always better than too short. It's easier to shorten it than it is to make it longer. Okay? Thank you.